What's up, family? How we doing?
Yeah, we alright. We chill.
Yeah, we chill.
Hey, family, I'm here with two great guys around me, and that's one of their songs that is popping right now. We're gonna listen a little bit before we dive into this conversation, though. But these two are on this song, you know what I'm saying? So,
see, I've been feeling like my love was not enough.
it looks like that. This is the one who's singing right now, huh?
Yes, sir.
So would you give me a chance to just rock my boat? Cause I've been dreaming of a walk where we belong. Telling me she get another person. Tell her say me I go fight the best, no way. Me I fit to fight it like a Tyson. Me I know the fear the person, no way. Follow me go when I go treat you better.
Hopefully.
Tell her the friends say you go sit them let go.
Yes, sir.
Them try to fall in, them go for gutter.
Hey, you know what? Go listen to it. I'm not just gonna let everything here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, suspense.
But I have two great people, you know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna start from the beginning. They're gonna introduce themselves, let you guys know who they are, you know, before we dive into this conversation. Because I kind of know a little of them, but I don't know if you guys know them. So let's start here, man. What do you want the people to know about you, man?
Yo, my name is BM. BM CASSO. I'm an artist. You know, and no, I'm an artist, and you know, amongst other things. But you know, for the purpose of this podcast, I'm an artist. But yeah, man. I mean, you know, I live in Austin now. You know, I make music, different type of music, Afrobeat, rap. You know, I'm also a writer, songwriter. Written different records as well. Also, like, in the whole podcast, you're going to hear, like, British accent coming out a little bit. It's because I'm from South London. Like, the real me is from South London.
In it, fam.
You get me?
In it, fam.
The real me.
Fam, my love.
The actual me is from South London. But, like, people don't know that. But, you know, like, we just going to say, like, BM is from, you know, it's from Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. You know, I'm from the East, but I grew up in Lagos, and you know, but I've been here ever since, like maybe since I was 17. I've been in the States.
Oh, nice.
You know, went to college here, graduated, you know, and then I just locked in. But yeah, that's pretty much me.
Man, let's give it up for BM, man. Everybody, let's give it up for BM. That's CM, bro. That's the guy right there. And he can rap. I'm gonna tell you that. Like he can really rap. So
I really can rap.
who's this guy with the blue on?
What up, my people? I go by the name J Ray, superstar, all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. Drum roll, please. Yeah, cool. I'm a Afrobeats, Afrofusion artist, so I just do a bunch of Afro beats with everything, you know, Afro R&B, Afro pop, Afro everything. You know
Afro
what I'm saying?
something.
Afro something. Afro fusion, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just a combination of Afro beats with like anything.
Yeah.
I just love music, man, for what music is. So like,
He's a producer too.
yeah, I've been doing it here and there. But I was born and raised in Lagos, Nigeria, you know. I did live in London for a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah.
You say that.
Yeah, I lived in London for a little bit, for like 3 months. And then
Okay.
Yeah,
I
cool.
think I seen you back then, like in South London.
Yeah, South London,
in
innit,
Hackney.
you're saying, yeah, bro, remember that Chelsea game, bro? Like,
Bro, it's Hackney even in
Yeah.
South London.
but yeah, born and raised in Lagos, lived in
Yo.
London for a little bit, and then I moved to the US for college, and you know, kind of started music, and it's just been grinding since then, for real.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, give it up for Jared. Give it up for Jared right there. As you guys can see, man, bro, like I met this guy in different circumstances, you know what I'm saying? But when you talk about Afrobeat, like especially like in Austin, I mean, there's no venue that these guys hasn't been, you know what I'm saying? I'm not outside like that, you know what I'm saying? Because my life different, you know what I mean? But every time you see posters, you see flyers of shows here in like in I won't even say just Austin, in Texas, like even outside, like I always see Jerry invited, BM invited.
Yeah.
Last time we had Max also on the pod, like Max invited. So these people are really grinding into that arena, if I can say.
Grinding,
that,
bro.
you know what I'm saying? That Afrobeat. And one thing also, like they're all independent, which is very, like, it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because we all know how it's hard to be an independent artist, but seeing an independent artist, like, going from place to place, always being invited, that means they're doing something consistent. You know? Otherwise, they wouldn't be invited.
Facts.
Right.
Now, my first question though,
Oh my God.
how y'all came about that music thing? Was it something that's always been there? Is it something that you discover while growing up? Like how you came about the music? I know that not same family, yes, but at the same time, you guys are in the same arena. How it happened?
I'm gonna let Jared go.
Yeah. So for me, I mean, music really started like when I was 7, when I was 8. I was always in the.
But I feel like that's the age for everyone.
Not for real, because I was always like in and out the choir.
Oh, okay.
And my dad was like the choir director right from when I was a kid. So like I was always kind of like playing around music, playing with like different instruments, the keyboard, guitar, and stuff like that. So I just kind of like music was always around me.
Yeah.
So it kind of like I just kind of gravitated it towards it like naturally, because like I was always around it. So it wasn't like far-fetched for me to like get into music. But my first official song didn't come until like 2017. But before then I was like writing and recording. I just never like put out stuff.
Okay.
So that's how music for me really came about.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you,
Yeah, mine's about the same, bro. Like around that age, like 8, 9. But music was an escape for me. Like I wasn't like my mom was in the choir, but like they wouldn't let me be at the choir because I had to like, you know, my mom was a trader growing up, so I had to like be in a store, like her shop,
I
like
see.
helping her out and stuff
Yeah.
while she was like at church and practice. But like, so like during that time, like obviously we all know like being a kid from Africa, how tough that could be. So like, I was just like, I don't know, people know where Orile in Lagos is. Like it's a tough place. So like, growing up, it was just an escape for me. I needed a way to like just escape my reality. So like I listened to a lot of music, probably more than I should have. I mean, yeah, probably like more than I should have as a kid, you know. And I used to listen to a lot of American music then, not even like Afrobeat, because you know Afrobeat wasn't really like,
it wasn't popping like that.
Yeah, so like I used to listen to like a lot of like Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, you know, Drake when they first came out. And then like, you know, some of the guys, the Barnes Two Face, you know, all those guys. And that was just it. I just stuck with it. And then I think I started making my own stuff at like maybe 13, 14.
Yeah.
It wasn't good, but you know, it was something. And then, you know, I started recording with other guys in my street, and we started doing stuff together and like performing. And I performed at like did school performances, and then came to the States, and then I started performing in the church. I know you don't believe it. I actually used to be a church guy. I used to go to church in Kansas and perform in the church. Yeah, bro. Perform like they have like church services, but it had to be Christian music, obviously. So I actually started like my first music was like Christian rap.
That's good, man.
And then, you know, after that, I started writing for other people. And then, you know, my friends were like, man, you're actually good at this. You should put your own music out. And then, you know, that's when I started. I think my first music was like 2018 or 2019. Yeah, something like that.
Around the same time. That's crazy.
That's when you started too?
Yeah, for me, it's
like releasing stuff.
I think I can overlap both of your story, in mine, because like I started like music, but for me like music was more like more than a gift, but it was also in the family, because my uncle was like a very superstar in the music, like in Africa, but it wasn't like in the church. It was like secular music. They used to call him the king of like African rock pop. But he was doing Rumba. His name was Papa Wemba. Yeah, he's very popular, but
I feel like I may have heard that name actually.
Yeah. So he was big, you know, and so in the family there was that. But my music personally was always in the church, you know, choir, going and singing. We had like a family choir because my dad is a pastor, my mom a missionary, so we had like church and a family. So me and my sisters and my brother, we had like a choir family and stuff like that. But age 11, 2001, I fell in love with like hip hop. Like I didn't really understand the slang because I'm from Congo, so it's not like a English speaking country, right? Yeah. So I knew proper English because, you know, proper English, but not slang.
Right.
But when 50 Cent dropped Get Rich or Die Trying, I loved the album. The beats were. For me, it was all about the beats.
Yeah, that album was hard.
Yeah, for me, it was all about the beats, right? And then so I'll play this music because growing up, my best friends, they were from America
Yeah.
and they were missionaries in Africa. So we grew up together. So they would bring this music and I would listen to it. Like I said, I'm not understanding anything they're saying because it's a lot of slang, a lot of,
But the beat just
you know,
sounded
but
nice.
the beats were hard. So,
Yeah.
but then my dad caught me and then he was like, we don't play this type of music in my house. You know, this is a Christian house. And I was like, yeah, but the beats. And then he was like, none of this music in my house. Then I was like, I told myself, you know, I'm an African. You cannot tell your dad. You know, in my head, I
you
was
have
like,
to listen.
exactly.
Yeah.
In my head, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start making my own beats then.
Yeah.
And that's how the whole journey started. You know, and then I started making my own beats because I'm a Christian man. You know, then I started writing like more Christian music. But yeah, it was crazy. You know, it's just like being around and listening to music and
Yeah, you
just-
know how I told you like how like when I first heard your music, right? And
Yeah.
I was so impressed because like me when I used to think about Christian music,
You're
I
not
used to just
thinking-
think about the
Like contemporary,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, but like the first time I heard his song, like it was like straight up trap, bro. Like heavy beat. That makes a lot of sense.
And you don't
Yeah.
get that a lot too.
Yeah,
like,
it's
in
like- it's
Christian
actually rare.
music. So like, that's
man.
No,
So-
that's tough, bro. I like that.
Yes, sir. So you guys start you released your first song like 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
And this is one question that I was having before you guys come because I know Afrobeats, it's the way I see it. You guys are more in it, you
Yeah.
know, than me from the outside.
Yeah.
But looking from the outside, I feel like it can be very overcrowded.
Yeah.
Kind of. Like, you know, each and every day you'll have a name that's coming out, another from anywhere, like, oh, they come and they go, they come and they go. So how you guys navigate it? Do you feel like the competition is so high? Or do you feel like you just gotta either you create your own lane or you just flow the way you want to flow? Like how do you guys, because I feel like it's just a bunch of competition out there.
Yeah.
Bro, the thing is like, I think for us, why I think our craft is different is because we're not really like trying to be anybody, right? We're just like unique in what we do. We listen to guys from Nigeria, right? And we're like, bro, there's like 5 other guys that sound like one person. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone, like
For
a lot of them guys are trying to be like one particular person. And we don't do that, right? We just kind of make music
Yeah.
in our own lane. We're good in what we do. And like, we just keep putting out music. But then like, we also, at least for me, like I don't let what, you know, one of the big A-cats guys are dropping. Like I don't let that bother me because at the end of the day, we do make like better music than them guys. So like I don't let that get to me. I just kind of put out my thing and let it speak for itself at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean,
How you manage it, man?
no, it's the same. Like, there's always, like, me personally, I think Jay's the same too. Most times, because I have a lot of songs. Actually, me and Jay have like maybe 5 records or something. And like, it's just very natural when we work. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't think we've had any bad records, like, to be very honest.
Yeah,
And
literally.
most times, like, just like when we did the Small Pekin record, it's all about the beat. So when we hear the beat, like me personally, I know like my motivation comes from the beat most
Same.
of the time.
Same.
Unless I have something I want to talk about already, then I can curate it to like the beat. But most times when I hear a beat, it's just natural. Like you just respond to the beat.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're doing. Like when you listen to a beat, it's telling you something and you're just like responding to it.
Yeah.
So like when you make music like that, there's no like preconceived idea in your head. You're not like, oh, let me try to sound like Burna on this track. Like, don't get me wrong. People who inspire you, like
Yeah, for
sound
sure, for
like
sure.
you know, like Burna is a big inspiration to me personally, right? But I don't go in and be like, oh, let me just try to sound like this guy on this record. Because to me, that's not even original. There's a reason
Yes.
why there's Burna. Like Burna is already doing what Burna does. Like you do something else, you know. So like that's what it is really. It's just like you hear a beat, it sounds good, you vibe to it, and you produce. There's beauty in like producing your own original stuff. Yeah. And that's kind of like where I lean towards, like all of us mostly.
Yeah, bro. There's something I want to say. So like I was listening to this podcast one time, just like one of these, and it was from Joe Boy. I don't know if you saw it. Yeah,
No,
Joe
I
Boy,
didn't see
because you know he kind of left his label and went and started his own thing. And they were asking him like, why hasn't he signed someone to his record label? And dude was like, a lot of these guys just sound the same to me. Like if there's a guy that's sounding like Wizkid, like the height of Wizkid is where you're ever going to get to if you're sounding like Wizkid, because like Whiskey's already Whiskey. Like if you are sounding like Whiskey, you can only be
Right.
Do you get like you
Yeah.
can only be? So I'm like, bro, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Why a lot of these guys are like, okay, you sound great. Like don't get me wrong, those guys are good. Like you sound nice, you sound good, nice lyrics, but you sounded like some other guy that's already been big.
And it's not even like you just sounding like them. Like like a lot of times it's intentional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if
Yes.
you make your stuff and you just happen to sound like somebody else, like that's fine.
That's cool.
But like if you're just intentionally trying to be like, hey, to each his own, like really. But you know, to me, that's just kind of like, you know, there's already somebody doing that.
Yeah.
Don't you think that maybe people would do that because like they're just trying to ride that wave? Like let's say someone come and do something great and they see everybody's gravitating around it, and it's like in a way for it you'd think like, oh, that's the fastest way I can get on.
And
you
it's
know?
fair. It's like, to be honest, I don't be like, I'm a type of guy that like obviously to an extent, I'll do what it takes to achieve my goals, right?
Yeah.
The problem is that like there's nothing wrong. Like let's say Charlie Poppy, for example. Like the dude is trying. I don't know if you know Charlie. You know Charlie Poppy? Right?
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah.
The crazy hair.
Yeah. So like, let's say you make like Charlie Poppy is making music, and that's the type of music that's trending, right? And you as an artist, as an upcoming artist or independent artist, whatever, you feel like I need to get on that wave to be heard. To me, that's totally fair because that's a strategy to like try to get out there. However, it's like when you do get the limelight, do you have what it takes to produce? Like, can you be yourself?
I see.
Like, it's
Yeah.
okay to have that, you know, tap in this wave or whatever to like, because a lot of times independent artists, we're just trying to break through like a certain market.
Yeah.
Like we're just trying to get in front of people. So like when people then tap into you like, oh, okay, this guy's actually dope. Do you have what it takes to maintain it? Because you're not gonna copy Charlie Poppy for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like for the rest of your career. So like you have to.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it.
No, you're right, man. And it's
Yeah.
funny because like that's the same thing. Like even in the Christian industry space, like at the
Oh,
end
for
of the day,
real?
like I'm starting understanding that music is just music. Like the business of it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
even if it's in the church or outside of the church, the business of it is just music business. Because like that's one thing that is going on in the Christian space where it looks like there's a formula that everybody's trying to follow to just break through the music. So you start listening to a lot of like especially like CCM music. Sometimes you're listening and you're like
What's CCM?
Christian contemporary music.
Oh, okay.
Like, so you start listening and a bunch of songs, it's pretty much the same. Like sometimes it's even the same chord progression, but we're just gonna change one
Lyrics or
lyrics here, one word here. So a lot of listeners, they started complaining. They're like, wait,
really?
if you
Okay.
serve God is the most creative being that can be. So we cannot all sound the same. We cannot all
Right.
be like the same. Like, where's the creativity? And I think it's because of the music business. Like you said, a lot of people, they're just trying to break.
Yes, sir.
But then the point that you bring it is very important. It's like, okay, why are you trying to break?
Right.
You know, because I feel like some people are, and that's a point that I want you guys to touch in.
Yeah.
I feel like some people are looking at music just as a end to a
Yeah,
means,
mainstream.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Mr. Nan.
Right. So
Facts.
is that your cases, or it's more for the love of the passion? Like,
G. G, he's not Miss Manani, because if it was that, bro, I don't think we'd be doing
Yeah,
this.
bro, like-
no, honestly.
But the thing is, like, I know, like, this is the same for CASSO, but it's like, bro, when you start music at like 7 or like 8, bro, you're not really thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it just becomes a part of you.
You just
Like,
love
like,
it.
You just
Yeah,
love it,
just
bro.
like
So,
soccer, bro,
Yeah.
you know?
So music, bro, for me at least, like music is just natural to me. Like I didn't get into music because I'm like, okay, let me put out a song that people can listen to. And bro, I put out a song because I was like, I got in the studio, it sounded nice, okay, drop it. And then when I dropped it was when people were like, you're not bad, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was never, let me put out a song so that I make money from it. No, it was never about the money. It was never about the fame.
yeah.
Right? It was just about what you loved and what came naturally to me. Yeah.
And you know what's funny, yeah? Like sometimes when you make music, like sometimes I have people, and it's happened to Jay too. Like because we go out a lot together, and
Yeah.
like I remember when we did there was, I think it was Ruga that we did
Yeah.
in Dallas, because we opened for Ruga in Dallas.
Yeah.
And like you know, you perform, and in your head you're just performing.
Yeah.
Like you're just having a good time on stage. And then like people come up to you in the parking lot like, oh my God, I love your performance.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are awesome. Like, I love the music. And And like that moment, you start to realize really like how people can perceive your music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes as artists, like you don't view that side of it. Like Jay was saying, a lot of times you're just making music because you love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it's just like soccer, right?
Yeah.
Messi's playing because he enjoys it. But like we are just in awe, like, oh my God, like this dude is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't even realize, like,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's not like I don't know that I'm good at what I do or like he's good. Like, you know, and you enjoy it, but you don't understand the impact.
Yeah.
Even though you're not even blown. Because if you think about it, popularity, like the guys that are blown, it's just because they have a wider range of audience.
Yeah.
Like they just
Yeah.
have more listeners. But the few people that listen to you, that will be like, I've had somebody, a guy in Austin here too, like in the club, like, bro, he was like, word for word, like, bro, CASSO, bro, you bad, bro. You actually sabi rap. And I just say, Nigeriano, the rich rap.
Yeah.
You know, like when
Yeah.
someone that you know just randomly tells you that, it just clicks in your head that, like, this actually, like, you know, people
Yeah.
actually tap into this. Like,
Yeah.
people are actually feeling the sound and everything.
Yeah.
So, like, circle back to your question, right? It's not really, because if it was about money, like, we wouldn't be doing it. We would be homeless by now. Like, don't get me
for real
wrong, the
though.
music, like, it's starting to generate, like,
Yeah.
passive income, but it's not to the point where, like, in America, like, you know how everything happens.
Yeah.
Most of
Yeah.
us, we have to take care of our family and stuff,
For
right?
sure, for
We have
sure.
to be, like, we all have that experience where dad, mom, sisters, everyone's depending on you. So it's just not enough to, like, be able to do that full time right now.
Yeah.
And if that was the case, we would have stopped. Like, if it was just for, like, money, we would have stopped. But, like, I keep saying it, I think I'm going to be involved in music for as long as I can, man.
Yeah.
And maybe that looks like something else. Maybe it's no longer performing at shows every time. You know, obviously, once you start a family, all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
like, things will navigate, right? But it's like, I just can't stay away from it.
Yeah.
And I know you're the same, like, 'cause
Yeah.
you're still producing now. Jay is
sure.
the same, like, just like soccer too. You're gonna play until
Yeah,
your
you
body
can't-
literally can't
exactly.
do it anymore.
But you know one thing, like with making music that I didn't realize early on. Whenever we started music, it came, like I said, it came naturally, right? Just because like you liked it, you loved what music was. But then again, like recently, I've been realizing like whenever we make music, obviously sometimes people listen to my songs are like, damn, like who broke his heart or whose heart is he breaking when they listen to my song? But now it's like music goes beyond your own story. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I hop on the song and I'm just coming up with this imaginary story that never happened to me or to anyone I know. Because I know like there's someone out there that will relate to that story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you just put it out there, like there's someone that will relate to it. You don't know who that person is, right? But just cause like you know it's music at the end of the day, like it's a feeling. So someone out there will resonate with it. It doesn't have to be you. So that's what I'm saying. Like recently music for me has been more, okay, what story am I trying to tell? Whose story am I trying to tell? Not me, not my guy. It could be someone random. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Well, I'm gonna shy away a little bit from music. We're gonna come back again,
Yeah.
but it's yeah, but because like we're talking about music, yeah, because you know that's what you guys do.
No,
yes,
let's get into
but
it, bro. Let's get into it.
but there's more than just music to y'all,
Yeah.
and I want to touch those things because that's one thing that I really appreciate with you know artists like you guys, but also some artists that I see out there, even some few secular artists where
Yeah.
it's like outside of this music thing, they are building something for themselves into the society, which for me, I think it's more empowering to the younger generation. Because growing up, for me, a musician, like when I was a kid, for me, a musician, that's just what they do. That a musician,
Yes.
that's just a musician, right? But then I'm seeing that there's this new wave, you know, people like I was so impressed, like people like Files, knowing that this guy is a barrister at the same
yeah.
time,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
So I came to know you guys like, oh, you do music, like we met on soccer field, but then engineer, this guy's an engineer, this guy got a, you know what I mean? Like it's like, wow, this is amazing. So
Yeah.
how is that part important to you guys? Like putting the music aside, how is that part important to you? And also how is that something that's innate in your like when I say in your, it's like maybe West African mentality, like
Yeah.
Nigerian mentality, where it's like, yes, you can have a passion, yes, you can have a gift, but at the same time you gotta take care of some ground things,
Yeah.
like so far as like your education and,
Yeah.
and your corporate and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So how you balance that?
Yeah, I feel like before this even started, I was talking to Jay about this, right? Where it's like when, like on Instagram, for example, I'm 100% sure like people who follow me and watch my stories, they're gonna be like, this guy's always partying.
Yeah.
Like this guy doesn't have any life. Like he's just a wayward guy, you know? And that's fine because like that's the whole point of Instagram.
Yeah.
Like of social media in
As
general.
an artist, yes.
Yeah, like you're supposed to curate an experience for the user.
Yeah.
And like expose them to a certain lifestyle because that's what people tap into in certain moments. Like sometimes when people are living a certain way, they want to experience things through you. So like you have to like display certain things.
Yeah.
So like, you know, if you were following me and you didn't know me personally, obviously you'd be like, this guy's always in the club, he's always partying. Meanwhile, half the time, sometimes you don't even want to be there.
Yes.
But you have to.
Right.
Because you're trying to like, you know, push your stuff, be out there, be social, right? But like back to your stuff, as a Nigerian, like you guys have heard about Nigerians, like our parents, our grandparents, our uncles, you know, you always have to be doing something as a Nigerian, right?
Yeah.
Nigerians are too creative and we're too strong-willed. Like you have to feel us. Like you can't, when a Nigerian is in the building,
You know.
you have to feel us, bro.
Too loud, man.
Yeah, so like and the loudness is not even like vocal, it's more of like impact. Like so most of us we have to be also number one, we have responsibilities that we didn't ask for, but we were given. When you have responsibilities like that and you've gone through a family system that preaches the importance of responsibility and family. Like a Nigerian guy that has sense loves his family. Like you don't play with your family, right?
Yeah.
And because of that, when you start moving a certain way, you're always thinking about them. So like the decisions that you make, the things that you're trying to do with your life, you think about your family. So you end up sacrificing so much that you don't even like, you don't deep it until you actually start to think about it. The many things that you're sacrificing because of your family. And where I'm heading with this is like you said, your family would be like, oh yeah, we're gonna send you to the States. You have to do this. You have to go to school. You have to take this course. You have to be an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, you know, whatever. There's that push from there. So that also motivates us to like be a certain way, right?
Yeah.
And then another motivation is that you have role models in your life. You've grown up with people that you've seen like, and it's not even about money. Like you've seen people take care of business, handle business all their lives. Now they're referring those people to you. So when you're going to school or doing whatever, you're thinking like, if this person can do it with limited resources,
yeah.
I have no excuse, right?
Yeah.
So now, you know, you're in school, you've graduated, and that drive remains in you. So like you want to make music, you love music, you want to follow your passion, but you also understand that at this point, that's not going to pay the bills and like take care of business. So that motivates you even more to say, okay, as long as I can, because that's the thing about African families, bro. You can do what you want to do as long as you can handle business.
Exactly.
Like if you take care of your responsibility. Yeah. I don't know if you heard Rema in that interview, they did the advice breadwinner. Bro, like what that means is like if you're a breadwinner in the house, obviously it's not like you can be wayward, but like no one can really tell you stuff because they don't have anything to like hold against you, right? Yeah. So when you take care of business, you can do what you want. So for us, it's like a price that you have to pay. Just make sure that you're getting stuff done. And then maybe you can follow your dreams. I know that sounds messed up, but like that's what it is. Like, is responsibility first. Yeah. And I'm not saying it's fair, but that's just the reality. As a young man, we all have the same experience. Like you have to be a certain way, like before you can then follow your own passion and your dream, right? So, but
man, bro. First of all, like growing up for me, I didn't have the option to like be an artist. Like that wasn't an option on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever we started, it was okay. You need to go to school. Soccer came along the way. I was like, Daddy, let's go to like I want to be a footballer. He said, you go to school. Nothing like that. Yeah. So like throughout like growing up, it was always you either need to be in fact for me, it wasn't even like engineer, doctor. it was engineer. Like there was no other option. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to be an engineer. So like going through like primary school in Nigeria, high school in Nigeria, going through all of that, and then coming here, right? Coming here, I started initially as like a petroleum engineer, right? But then at some point I was like, I think I want to do something in tech. I remember telling my dad then, I was like, I think I want to switch to computer science. You know, the first thing he asked me, are you still going to be an engineer?
It was like, you guys put that engineering.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was like computer science. Are you still going to be an engineer? I mean, and at that time, like I didn't even know there was something called software engineering. Right? I mean, I was just thinking like, how do I tell him? I was like, yeah, I'll be a computer engineer. He was like, okay, as long as you're an engineer, like you're fine.
Bro, that's so fast.
Literally, bro.
Funny,
So like, so I switched my major, went through computer science. I graduated, and then my first job that I applied for was software engineer, right? So I applied to that, and I told him, Daddy, like I applied to software engineer role. He was like, wow, so you're an engineer. Like that was, bro, you get, so that was like what it was
so
throughout.
funny.
Like there was no other option.
Yeah.
So like honestly, like I'm grateful for the experience, because at the end of the day, like where we are today, you know, being able to like provide for family.
Yep.
You know, God rest my dad soul, is not here today. So like I'm having to like step up in that way too. So it's like, to me, like for as much as we love music at the end of the day, right now, when it comes to like taking care of family, paying bills, is like backup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like backup at the end of the day, because that's not what's gonna feed the family. You know what I'm saying? So like right now we're having to like, you know, prioritize just being able to take care of the family, but then knowing like the true love is music.
Yeah.
Right? That's what the true love is. So like at the end of the day, whatever way we go about like trying to balance music and software engineering, but you know, like it's not really a balance.
Yeah.
Because what you have to prioritize is taking care of that family, because that's how you're raised throughout. Like to me, I didn't have an option other than becoming an engineer, which I am today. So grateful.
Yeah, guys, family, you guys heard this, man. We're gonna stop there for now, you know, because I don't wanna overload you. There was so much gems in this conversation, but I want you to tune in next Wednesday. Tune in, part 2 is coming. A lot more to this story, man. A lot more to these two gentlemen. So be there next Wednesday. Be there. I promise you won't regret it. So we're gonna see you. Take care.
Just rock my bro, 'cause I've been dreaming.